Since the late 1700s, the Oak Island crew, geologist Terry Matt and historian Charles Baruch, have been exploring the island for treasure. Treasure seekers and history buffs have long frequented the Money Pit, a deep pit thought to hold pirate loot, but the crew just found something more darker than they had anticipated. The story of Oak Island began in the late 1800s, when a strange dip in the ground led to the excavation of the deep pit. The team's recent discovery has raised new questions and rumors, with some people thinking they may have discovered something more dangerous than treasure. A small piece of gold was found, hinting at more hidden secrets. The dark secrets beneath the Money Pit are darker than expected. The team is currently advancing each discovery by fusing science and human hands. One of the most remarkable discoveries made during the excavation of the island's long-kept secrets was a gold-plated brooch from the 14th century, which generated discussions on its relationship to the island's legendary treasures or its former inhabitants. A tunnel 95 feet below the surface was discovered in 3 separate places, indicating that it might be the route to the long-lost wealth, and DNA tests showed that people from other places had somehow found their way to Oak Island. Fans are shocked and left wondering when the team abruptly stops working on the Curse of Oak Island, which is a unique adventure that combines history, archaeology, and treasure hunting experts. Historians join in to discuss what might be hidden on the island, adding to the excitement of the story. Some speculate that they may have encountered environmental or safety issues. Some people think they've discovered something hazardous or valuable, but the most thrilling, the wood sample from Boro DN 111.5 contains gold traces, which may indicate a greater quantity of gold nearby. However, the lack of specific information allows for crazy speculations like supernatural forces or government action. As Marty Lagina and his team continue their exploration, they encounter difficulties entering the recently discovered cave in the hopes of finding answers. They dig deeper beneath the ancient cave of Oak Island in search of hidden treasures, finding underground passageways and rooms that may hold secrets that have been buried for centuries. Recently, they received sonar data from the Money Pit that revealed mysterious structures 150 feet below the ground hidden inside Aladdin's cave. This discovery cave, a sizable cavern that is rich in organic materials and gold. To get to the center of Aladdin's grotto, the crew intends to create a fresh borehole. Rick and Gar, brothers, set out on a search for ancient coins on Oak Island. They discover a metal detector that produces a strong signal close to the surface, indicating that they have located an antique coin where they had been looking. The coins appear to have been made by hand because they resemble an old Roman coin that was found nearby. Marty, Rick's brother, joins the hunt, and the two of them take their findings to the Interpretative Center, where Lily and Emma evaluate the computed tomography and X-ray fluorescence. To examine the coins, Connecticut scans are utilized. Since the first coin is primarily made of copper with a small amount of silver, copper, silicone, lead, and tin, it may have been mined before modern coin-making techniques were developed. The second coin, which was found to have an intricate pattern of a female figure in its center, similar to Roman coins, was made of these materials. The final coin has a distinctive pattern that looks like a fine chain link, which is proof that it was made of brass. In just one episode, the crew finds a piece of iron that resembles a map in Lot 5, continuing their journey. Another coin was discovered, increasing the total number of coins to 4 Tony digs into Onar evidence that indicates human actions, and a piece of lumber that is well-shaped and supports the features of the map is discovered amongst his efforts. The actions of the team raise concerns regarding the activities that have occurred in the past on the island and with the Knights Templar, an area of Oak Island that is well known for its history, and buildings was found to have a land that was uncovered by a group of researchers in close proximity to a huge boulder. They found a rusty iron nail embedded in wood, white, and blue pottery, and a clay pipe stem, all of which pointed to the possibility of a historical dumping position. It was revealed that there was a narrative that had been buried in the marsh when fragments of antique glass bottles emerged from the muck. A metal detector produced a strong signal of the presence of metal, which led to the discovery of an item in the form of a disc with a hole in the middle that resembled an old Chinese currency. The crew is currently waiting for the Interpretative Center to release the study's findings, which will provide more clues regarding the discovery and an insight into the lives of Oak Island's early residents. It is possible that the area was a historical trade center that was inspired by either a shipwreck or the actions of the indigenous people who lived there. A large piece of pottery was discovered buried in the wet earth. indicating that it was most likely a significant cooking vessel that was used in the late 1700s. The group hypothesized that this item may have been concealed by someone, possibly a treasure hunter, or that it might have been possessed by the first people to arrive on the island.
Go back to the swamp to carry on their hunt. Yet, the crew made modest strides on other parts of the island. They started digging a new shaft close to the marsh and continued to drill in the money pit location. The crew made some progress in their hunt for riches, even though they made no significant finds in this episode. They are optimistic that the forthcoming episodes will include something important. As more proof that Oak Island has long been the location of covert operations, or more precisely, clichés, the presence of a nearby treasure, the researchers also discovered traces of earlier human activity. That's not it, though. The real deal was the map they found on the island, which dated back to 1647. It was a French copy, with the labels hatch, valve, and anchor, suggested significant connections. In particular, it suggested that the money may have come from Africa, raising the intrigue around Oak Island. The brothers are convinced this map will point them toward their lost money. The series has followed their journey for over a decade, and it will be interesting to see if they can finally solve the mystery. The story goes that, in 1795, while on an adventure on the island, a group of boys around the age of 13 discovered a dip in the earth. They began digging since they believed it to be a fake hole, and as they dug, they found multiple layers of wood and other things. Yet, a mysterious flood stopped them in their tracks, filling the hole with water and blocking any further excavation. As soon as word of the discovery spread, treasure seekers from all over the world flocked to Oak Island to look for the loot. The Onslow Company, a group of financiers, organized the first orderly excavation of the Money Pit in the year 1803. This specific team was able to dig down to a depth of 90 feet before the flooding, which happened in the pit once more, hampered their attempts. Meanwhile, the excavations were permanently halted in 1909 as the Oak Island Treasure Company went out of business. Since then, several other parties have tried to find the treasure buried on Oak Island, but the riddle of the Money Pit has remained unsolved to this day. Oak Island's mystery never ceases to astound us. But what precisely? Let's find out. John Stemmer supports the official Quest of Oak Island website, where you can read a fascinating article about this region. Laird, the expert, believes the ring of stones they discovered could be the foundation of a circular structure. Interesting, yes? When investigating the structure of Lot 5 in minute detail, concentric rings of stones are visible from approximately 100 feet away from the shore. An insightful contributor by the name of Barbara Kopak made an insightful point. She hypothesized that this structure was a kiln, possibly a lime kiln. Its design resembles an ancient Roman furnace discovered in Europe. It is important to observe that Barbara's experience as an architectural artist enabled her to make this intriguing connection. Its proximity to the shore enhances its attractiveness. John Stemmer and the Quest of Oak Island Facebook page utilized the incredible Muon drone to capture photographs. When considering the likelihood that it is a kiln, exciting possibilities emerge. Barbara Kopak's intriguing observation connects the connections, suggesting that this structure may have been a pipe-making kiln. The possibility that it was used to produce pipes piqued people's interest. Given the rumors of a flood tunnel system and the existence of a hydraulic mechanism, pipes would have been required for elevating and lowering the vault. Historiographically, the location of a kiln is crucial. Typically, they were situated away from communities to avoid disturbing residents with pollution. Lot 5 meets this requirement perfectly. It is also essential to be close to water and fuel sources. Fortunately, Oak Island provides both abundant wood for fuel and simple access to water for dilution of clay. It must be stressed that this is all conjecture, but it is intriguing to consider the possibility that Oak Island structures are related to ancient furnaces. In the slideshow, you can view a variety of kiln structures, including European and Roman-era